Welcome back and come on in, you plunderers of dreams, to yet another exciting day of Let's Play Aidyn Chronicles, baking of the first sage, making of the first mage, actually. Let's get back into our adventures surrounding the very outskirts of Port Said. Last we left off, we had ventured long and hard. Okay, maybe not hard. Maybe not those two words together. We had ventured long and far to travel the distance between Talawak and Port Said. We had vanquished pretty much all the foes in between us and the port, including fighting the fearsome wyverns and their starlight web shenanigans. Now we find ourselves on the outskirts of the city where a lighthouse has apparently been overrun by monsters somewhere. And it's likely that we will need to fix the port's problems before we can rent a boat. So we can go to the island, find Cardog, the Namer, who Pandera and Ardra seem to think can help us. Actually, did Pandera even mention Cardog? I don't think she did. I think it was just Ardra. Oh, if you're jingling again, apologies. The cat has to be in here. Doesn't have to be. Guess I could stick her in a closet, but that would seem mean. But yeah, the cat's still getting over her dental issues, so she has to eat separately from the other cat. Alright. Well, these are just wolves. I don't know why they're here, other than maybe as a stipend to very unadventurous players who didn't fight all the monsters and need something weak to level up against. I don't know. At this point, they really should just, as a designer, they should stop throwing wolves and direwolves at us. They don't mean anything anymore. I guess they're EXP. Woohoo. I'll be honest. I like me some EXP. Hard not to in this game. You always have something to spend it on. A little bit like Skyrim in that respect. Except for some reason I hate Skyrim and I love this. I think it's because in Skyrim... Okay. I gotta be careful, otherwise this entire video is just gonna be an I hate Skyrim rant. Let me deflect my point of conversation away from Skyrim and let me address a genre of gaming in general. I hate games where the world scales to your character's level and ability and experience and whatnot, because I know there's a soft cap on enemies, okay? I know, like, you can't have a level, 70 skeever. Oh my goodness, I've been sneezing all morning. I'm so sorry. I know you can't have a level 70 skeever because they cap off at like level 15 or somewhere around there, but if monsters... I hate games where enemies scale with your level, because it makes your level become pointless. Why would they have the enemies scale at all? That's what I don't get. If there's a cap, like if you can't have a level 50 skeever, what does level scaling even do? Yeah, the funny thing is, oh my gosh, 100 gold? Seriously? Who's putting all these chests with 100 gold in them around here? It's pointless! Oh, are we prepped to fight a wyvern? But yeah, Skyrim isn't even the worst game to do it. I think one of my favorite games... And yet, it's funny that this game is one of my favorite games, and yet it atrociously has this problem. It's the one, Dead Island. I love Dead Island. But it's a horrible RPG. Because again, every single zombie scales in level with you. And unlike Skyrim, there's not a level cap. So the zombie that you fight at the beginning of the game... Beck and just got Starlight Web. The zombies that you fight at the beginning of the game at in Dead Island are going to be as strong as the zombies you fight at the end, because they're going to scale and level with you, so it's kind of pointless to gain levels at all. Wow, we can't get a good... I can really only target 2 of these guys. Might as well just go for it. 10. Ah, it's not good. Not very bueno. Okay, with Alaron webbed, we gotta run on the next character. Okay. So, Brenna's webbed, we're all webbed. We'll have to flee and reset the fight. Anyway, yeah, that's probably why I don't mind getting EXP in this game, because enemies don't scale with you. I'm okay with there being stronger versions of enemies, of enemies that you fought prior. Like, that doesn't bother me, because then you have a clear indicator that, yes, this is a stronger enemy. Like, I don't mind there being Draco Verns and Wyverns, and even though they're the exact same model with a slight size variance, I'm fine with it. It might be nighttime. I don't know if this is such a good idea. One of the Wyverns failed to cast Mirror, which is good. Then it immediately just cast it again and took an action. Wow, they are all taking their turns. And they're skipping their turns, which I guess is good. But holy crap, they took like 8 turns. And we didn't even get a chance to... Wow, okay. And Bren is immediately wed. Let's just flee and reset this. That is super frustrating. We took 1 turn and they took 9. Sheesh. I know our dex isn't maxed out, but come on, Aidyn Chronicles. Let's try this again. Now Rita's HP is low for some reason. Why did that happen? Okay, did Brenna resist? I kind of missed that. Or did the Wyvern just fail to cast? So I think we had 2 failed to cast. Let's wait a moment and see if we see the web graphic on Brenna. Yeah, I don't see it. I think the Wyvern failed to cast. Which is hilarious that it happened twice. That's probably the lucky break we need to win this. Of course, then we have a resist on the fireball. Roll the dice. Another resist? Okay, at least we got 1 of them off. 12! What is this? Alaron just woke up this morning and said, I'm tired of fighting things. I want to go to the port, Chezni. We'll get there in a minute, Alaron. Don't make me turn this party around. Okay, we're still in this because no one's gotten webbed yet, and there are a couple Wyverns past half health. So it shouldn't be too bad. Wow, another beautiful resist. Or failure to cast mixed with resist. This one's going down. I feel like everyone's rolling really low today. Brenna just backstabbed for 23. Wait, what was that? Hold up. What did he just cast on himself? I've never seen that. What was that? Rewind the video. What did he cast? Hold on, look at him. He has a funny graphic. I thought he did. No, just the mirror graphic. What was that? Is that a Draco Vern? Hold on, we gotta... I don't know what spell that was, guys. No, this is just a regular Wyvern. It's not big or anything. Wow, I'm never going to know what that was. Because I'm probably not going to remember to rewind this video and watch it. Alright, well that was interesting at least. I have no idea what that was. We've already won the fight at this point, because even with 1 Wyvern, there's 4 of us that are unwebbed, and we'll just take them down eventually. Yeah, sorry for freaking out on that. I just have no idea what that was. It was like, looked like 2 little tornadoes surrounded him. I guess we'll camp. It's kind of late. It had to have been... You would expect it to be a starlight spell, right? Since the wyverns know... well, mirror is neutral, I think. Well, we can check that, can't we? Pretty sure mirror is neutral. Wait, does Alaron not know mirror? How did... Oh, there it is. Never mind. It's just listed in its own section. Yeah, mirror is neutral. 100 gold! 2 healing potions. Okay, I know I said this game has treasure at every corner, but that is not treasure. That's garbage. At this point in the game, nobody needs 2 healing potions. Ever. Right. We went into there and found that teleportation spell. Unfortunately, I remember what that spell does, and it does not let you teleport from city to city, which would be amazing. Is that... I think that's, I think we're looking through the world there. Looks like a clipped piece of the polygon. Can we glitch out through there? Let's save the game before we destroy something. That's all we need is the game crashing. Maybe the game runs a little smoother on an emulator. I don't know. Because we haven't had a game crash yet. Come on. Maybe if we sneak. Nah. Doesn't look like we can clip through. Oh well. Alright, so we explored that offshoot around Port Said. Let's go explore this one. People just put chests randomly with 1,000 gold right next to... Like, who did that belong to? Was that like Little Jimmy's treasure stash? Was there like a crazy homeless man who lives in Port Said and just dumped his loot there and expected the lock to prevent people from getting it? I love that the treasure chest that wasn't guarded by anything, that was right next to Port Said, was the one with 1,000 gold. And then the ones that we had to battle wyverns and wolves and bandits to get to had 100 gold and 2 health potions. Alright, let's go to Port Said. Oh, what voice do we do for a guard? Hello? Travelers, be ye? Well, step through. Welcome to Port Said. Town's that way for thieves, left for the owlheads and historians, and anyways, you like for the festival, which is bound to spill over the streets anyways, if you know what I mean. What is this? Whose line is it anyway? If you know what I mean. Just walk through. Aren't you the guard? If you know what I mean. That I am, sir. Balfin by name. But I stand halfway through a meal, so you can excuse me for refusing to all professional duties at this time. Meanwhile, you don't seem wolves or jackals, do yous? Therefore, cross as ye likes. Thank you, Balfin. Which way to the inn? Well, that depends now, don't it, sir? On which one of the inns you might like. Probably you'd have what you're used to having just the way you always have it. So, which ways did you come? What is he saying? From Grania. Oh, castle folk. Not that it bothers me, minds you. Takes all kinds. Go westerly until you find the 4 winds. You'll get that far... You'll get there just as they serves the cakes and berries. Tell 'em Balfin sends you, and you won't have to wait for your food. Right, Balfin, thanks. Aye, nice seeing you again. Meanwhile, you don't seem wolves or jackals. Thank you, Balfin. We'd like to see the roll of knights. Here? In Port Said? You're going back always now, aren't you? You'll scratch your ears for all the noblery you'll find about these ducks. We're traders here. Not that we ain't got our own code of scruples, but you must allow for the rough habits, faulty manners, and obscene gestures. Beyond that, there is a beautiful plaque right down there on the other side of the gate here. You'll see there all the names, including King Lear's cousin Drago. He used to open his house to the sailors soon as the moon went up. Founded the whole blowed city that way. Enjoy it, sir. What? Drago, King Lear... There's like so much history Sorry, I need a drink after doing that. But there's like so much history in Aidyn Chronicles. You do have to at least appreciate that whoever was writing up the lore of the world was at least trying. Alright, let's do this last one. Are there boats in Port Said? Why do you ask, sirs? Are's ye a sea-going lad? Not exactly. Eh? No reason, I need a boat. I heard Port Said was a port. I'll look by the docks. Let's just say no reason. I thought so. Well, we got reasons we keep to ourselves, sir. Good luck on the docks. Let's try one of the others. I need a boat. Now that I wouldn't know, sir. Tricky dealing, as I hears. I'll keep it in mind. How about... I heard Port Said was a port? So it is. From Guernia, Araman and Talawak, all them sends their goods to Port Said. Then from here out, we to the Thousand Isles, where we come back with wood, bone, gems, spices, roots, and minerals. Our motto being, the greater the trade, the cheaper the deal. Remember that, sir. If a trade you ever need, you'll not make better pricing anywheres. Maybe it was here. Maybe it was here that the herb and gem salesman is. I could have gotten that mixed up. I'll look by the docks. Suit yourselves, mate. Don't get fleeced, mind you. Fleeced? Fleeced? Hold on. What does that mean? Fleeced. I mean, I know what it literally means, to fleece a sheep, but, like, fleeced, does that mean, like, get something stolen from you? That must be what it means. Either that or it means, like, killed. Just given the context clues, but I don't think I've heard fleeced used in that way before. Okay, so this is the beach that we saw when we were walking around the corner of the Port Said gates. You should notice, or at least recognize that tree. Clearly you recognize that tree, right? Anyway, that is, this is the beach that we saw from the gates, and we'll have a little walk around the beach here. See if there's anything cool. Spoilers, there is. No, I don't actually remember if there's anything over here, though. I should probably check. Let's just heal in case we turn a corner and run into, like, I don't know, like 17... What's threatening to us? I guess the manticores were dealing damage to us. 17 manticores. Oh, that's it. I hear walking, but it's probably just something on one of the cliffs. Something like that. Someone up in the town. Alright, I'm sure you saw it, but there was a little cave over here that we're going to take a look at. The Port Said Cave. Cove. It's probably called a cove, because coves are caves that get filled in with water during high tide, right? Anyway, here we are. I always love these caves because the frames in the game seem to pick up and run really smoothly. I feel like it's probably because the game doesn't have to keep track of so many things. So we have random littered pieces of paper lying around. Let's check this book. The Journal of Shamsuk. So we already know Shamsuk is a bad guy. I've been dropping, like, information about him that if this was your first time playing through the game, you wouldn't really know quite all these things, but I'll just continue to do that, mostly so that finding his journal has any sort of meaning. So we already know that Shamsuk was one of the 4 great wizards of the school, and that he left at some point. We know he attacked Alaron's mother and tried to use some kind of truth spell to get her to tell him presumably where Alaron was. There's also okay, so you wouldn't really know this, but he owns a big tower in the Darkling Bog. Oh, something else we haven't mentioned is Rita, all the way at the beginning of the game, mentioned that she's trying to look for a cure for Nizen. I'm not sure how to pronounce that name. Shamsuk is, she mentions, like, the great necromancer cursed him. Shamsuk is the necromancer that cursed Rita's friend. Who, unless, I mean, there's no relationships in this game, not really. But, if you wanted to ship characters together, Nizen and Rita are probably in love, I would imagine. Anyway. So, let's go ahead and read the Journal of Shamsuk from the spring. Assures me there is no such child, yet all my study and investigation tells me otherwise. I must visit my friends again. Such child, obviously the child that he's talking about is Alaron. Surely they are unaware of the incredible danger we all live in, should there exist another without a name. I have seen Maxon. It would be a crime to allow such destruction again either. I'm also going to spoil something else for you, because unless I do, we're just going to be spending a lot of the game kind of clueless here. So, I feel bad giving it away, but you remember, I think it was in the last episode, you remember the crazy old man, this super creepy old man in the chair who was like moaning and grunting at us in the vision? Actually, that was 2 episodes ago, because that was in the vision that Ardra had. So Maxon is a symbol of horror to a lot of people, those who know of him. Essentially, he is, or was, I should say, the actual first mage, only he didn't cut it. He too did not have a true name, and it's not really said exactly what happened to him. You're left to kind of draw your own conclusions, but if I were to interpret what has happened to him, it is either he tried to join with his spirit again, and it didn't work, or the Chaos Minions got him, and horribly disfigured him. There's more to that story, but that's as much as we'll go into now. There's a reason that there's another reason why everyone's terrified of him. But anyway, so Maxon is this first wilding that didn't cut the bill, and Shamsuk and all the wizards are like hundreds of years old, I'm guessing, because they've extended their life through magic. So they've seen this happen already, and Shamsuk is freaking out because he's like, we can't have another one of these things. So he's... Again, this is why I can't say that Shamsuk is just straight up a villain. He's not. He's trying to protect the world. He's trying to protect Aidyn. We find a lighthouse scroll down here. We'll need that later. I believe... The lighthouse... We found a strange letter in a cave near Said. I don't know who wrote it, but it sounds weird. I don't know why that triggers when you pick up the lighthouse scroll. I guess it's because you need the lighthouse scroll to continue the game. So they really wanted to make sure you came down here. Shamsuk's amulets. Spell battery of 10. It's also interesting because there's nothing evil about Shamsuk's amulet. It's not cursed. There's no negative effects for equipping it. It's not like it's not going to turn you into a zombie or anything like that. Huh. So Pandera's amulet. I totally forgot we could equip that. So she did give us the amulet. I want to say you don't even need it equipped for it to activate. So we're just not going to equip it. In fact, let's give it to someone random. Let's give it to Brenna. You do not have the minimum intelligence. We need 15 int. What's her int? 14, of course. Alright, we'll give Brenna like one more int somewhere along the way. And give her Pandera's amulet. It's funny to imagine that she stole it from Alaron out of jealousy. Partly because, hey, it's a amulet that's valuable, and also because she's angry at Pandera for showing interest in Alaron. Alrighty. I thought there was more there. We could have taken the well rope up and popped out of the well, but that'll just drop us in some random place in the town, and I don't want to lose my bearings. So we're going to just walk back here. Yeah, but I like this. I like this, that this was some kind of like little hidden offshoot. It does kind of make you think, though, that Shamsuk must have came from Port Said. Well, I guess it doesn't mean he came from Port Said. It could have just meant he was passing through, but I choose to believe that his hometown was Port Said. Alright, well, time to go in random buildings. Let's make sure Brenna's HP and all that is up. It is. Oh, I got a little worried there for a second. I thought we were stuck behind that counter. Okay, this little patch here is actually a door. I don't know how you're supposed to really figure that out, but you can come over here and hit A. You'll go into it. You'll meet El Bandito, or however you say bandit in Spanish. This guy's actually pretty nice shop, if I remember. You open for business, sir?
Ahoy, what can I teach you today, lad?
What's happening in Port Said, friend?
New to Port Said, son. Best foods of the four winds. They fry octopus there like nobody's business.
Anyway, you can buy things from him. Again, I don't remember why. Oh, it's because you can buy the dragon fang from him. That's right. And the bow of shielding, which is a very interesting bow because it allows you to cast air shield. Totally useless to us, obviously, but hey, it's an option if you want it. Yeah, this guy has good ranged weapons. The dragon fang especially. But luckily we already got the drop on that, so we don't need it. We don't want a phantom cloak. Enchanted hide is not that good. Alright, so I guess it's not as... He's not as good as I remember. Or he's less good because we didn't need his dragon fang. He also has decent well, decent a lot of things really. Thief, very decent thief, as it would seem, and an assortment of physical skills. In fact, I think we'll probably just teach Beck a couple thieves levels here, because they're gonna cost him less. We'll do a couple levels of thief for Rita as well. Merchant's tempting. I said we were gonna save up Brenda's EXP. We'll do one level of merchant. Yeah, I think this is the real reason you want to come to this guy. Is merchant and thief. Up to 8. Anyway, we'll go ahead and talk to his wife. Hi. Good day, sailor boy. What is happening in Port Said, good lady? Say, you may be just the sort of fella the mayoress is looking for to kill that pesky giant squid. She's also a shopkeeper. Dagger, hatchet, poison dart. Oh, she sells the stealth blade. Yeah, okay. So the stealth blade was something I used a lot. I also think it's funny because she sells throwing knives, which this might be the only place you can get them. And at this point in the game, they're completely useless. Anyway, yeah, so she sells the stealth blade, which is a very, very good weapon. It counts as magic. +2 dex. The real problem is its base damage is kind of low. Very, very low strength requirement, very high chance to hit. It also resists a lunar, which is interesting. Kind of want to just buy one. How much is it? 36800. How much money do we have? We could afford it, but it would take out... It's a little expensive. So what normally happens is I give the stealth blade to Brenna, and then whoever our fighter is, I give Warfang. But because Brenna has Warfang, there isn't really a good reason to give her the stealth blade. No one else on our party uses swords, so we don't need 2 magical swords. Oh, we didn't check what her skills were. Yeah, this is super weird. This is going to be the first time I go through the game where Brenna isn't using the stealth blade. Yeah, she trains merchant and thief and all that, but not nearly as well as her... I'm going to call it her husband. I don't know, man. I think he's supposed to be a pirate, but he obviously shares the same model as the bandits. Nothing in here. Go ahead and check behind the building. Seems like a good place to hide secrets, right? Wait, what is that? Oh, it's a rock. It's a rock that's like poking through the building or something. Hello, sir. Are you in a hurry? Could we talk?
Charmed to make your acquaintance, matey.
What news is there of Port Said, stranger?
I have often thought that one such as you would visit the town to travel the legendary Golden City to the Southern Isle.
I'm grateful for your help, friend. The legendary Golden City? As far as I know, there's no Golden City. Oh, so we can't go down. We can just go up. Or maybe you can't go. I thought you could climb up the rope if you were in the cave. Anyway, that well is obviously the rope well that we saw in the cave of Shamsuk. We'll just call it Shamsuk's cave. Cove.
Shamsuk's Cove, matey.
A lot of empty buildings. Not that surprising. That guy right there walking around is probably who we heard when we were down here. Would be my guess. Gotta make sure I have my headphones on the right side. Yep. A little bit of hay. Why would you have hay? There's no horses in this town. It's a port town. Also, oh no. Yawn and sneeze together. I don't know how I missed that door. Oh no, it's the thief. Alright. I'm trying to think of my best Esmeralda impression. I can't. I don't do female voices. We'll do Russian. Hello, my name is Nyala. That's not feminine at all. What can I do for... I mean, how can I be of service, sir? I'll be right back. Any room, young one? Oh no, I picked the wrong voice for that. Do you run this great big inn all by yourself? That sounds so patronizing. But it's like the only one we can do to ask her about herself, so we'll just do that one. It's me mums and dads. They's not here right now. But you are at the Four Winds, coziest room in Port Said. My name's Nyala. I's in charge while mum and dad's away. You must get rather lonesome working here all by yourself. Whoa, Alaron. First tell me where your parent... All of these questions are super creepery. I don't feel right choosing either of these, but let's ask where her parents are. Somewheres along the shoreline, fishing with my brother. I don't like the water, so I stay here. Why don't you like the water, Nyala? Scary things. And the lady. Is there a lady in the water? No, silly. The lady who sings about the water. She sings about the water and she sings about the nights. If you see her, run away. Okay. You must get rather lonesome here working all by yourself. The man in the funny hat comes. He talks to me. Oh, okay, this is actually important. The man in the funny hat. We'll run into him. From Talawak? From everywhere. He juggles and sings, but not like the lady. He looks up at the sky and tells me I'll have me own great sailing ship when I'm old. He tells me I'll cast magical spells and search for the sea for treasure. I like him. Then he asks about the wilding. Yeah, so we got some suspicious dude in town who apparently is rather charismatic, chums up with the locals, and then asks about wildings. That's not suspicious. I see. Do you know a wilding? Me? No. A wilding is dangerous. If he sees me, he'll kill me. If I meet a wilding, I have to tell the man in the hat right away. You too. Ha! Yeah, we'll let you know, Nyla. You sound nice. Maybe I'll let you stay. We are deeply honored by your compliment, and I will pay richly for your Alaron! Will you calm down, buddy? Hee, you talk silly funny. Yeah, you do, Alaron. Room is 5 gold pieces each. Special rate for you because you don't smell fishy. Sure, good. Room's all yours. You're much better looking than the other guests. Ha, 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 ha. Alaron. Good gravy. Pay richly for your hospitality. Where'd you learn your pickup lines? Alright. Anyway. Not sure who designed this inn, but they were so thirsty. Can we read this? No. So, I think until we lose Rita, or gain the ability to lose Rita, I should say, because we can't actually get rid of Rita yet, we're gonna keep this party. We could kick Beckon off for the thief here, but not gonna do it. Hello? Oh, what voice was I doing? I can't remember. Hello, handsome. You look like you need a friend. Care to join me? Why not? I'm Alaron. What was it that you wanted to talk about? Oh, nothing special. The times, the tides, this and that. I have to admire the way you got past the guard on the bridge. You mean that dimwit who fancies himself a knight? What did you say your name was? You can call me Keelan. Unless there's another name your little heart desires. Yeah, well... I seem like a Wait, what? Oh. I seem like a capable and resourceful woman, don't I? Yes! And you're currently on an important quest. And you're always looking for resourceful young women to join you. Well, not exactly. I mean, I do admire your, ingenuity? Doesn't that mean ingenuine? Yeah, I don't think that's a compliment. Do tell. What are the skills you have? What are you doing in Port Said? Actually, I have to go right now. Would you like to, I want to, if you want to, that is what I'm saying is, alright, let's just go with what are you doing in Port Said? I grew up with the daughter of a wealthy merchant in Talawak. Talk about boring! If I hadn't climbed out of my bedroom window each night, I wouldn't have any fun at all. I'm not a homebody, are you? I never thought of it that way. Alaron, come on. To be fair, you do have a connection here. You both sneak out and get into trouble. Answer the question. What are the skills you have? Why, I'm the stealthiest woman alive when I want to be. No lock is too tough, and no wall is too high. Then if I wanted something, you could get it for me? I like to try, handsome. Alright. Actually, I have to go. Yeah, we'll just go. Maybe I'll see you around town. I think so. Let's hope so. Alright, so I think Keelan, annoyingly, is on the front cover of the game cartridge. Do I still have that over here? Here we go. Yeah, Keelan's definitely on the front cover of the game cartridge, and I assume this roguish, good-looking guy in a cape is supposed to be Alaron, even though it looks nothing like her. My cartridge was bought from a GameStop over, like, 15 years ago. It still has the GameStop sticker on it, and it had a big scratch on the sticker itself, so it's kind of hard to see. I'll hold it up to the camera. There's a bit of a glare, I see. Anyway, there you can see right next to the N64 logo is Keelan. A little annoying that she's considered, like, just because, I feel like just because of that picture, she's considered, like, the canon party or whatever. And not Brenna. Would definitely rather prefer Brenna hanging around. They're both thieves, but at least Brenna has some class. Hello, ma'am. A pleasant day out, isn't it? Hello, good looking. What news is there in Port Said, good lady? I'll be of the Four Winds tonight. Why don't you drop by, handsome? Good gravy. The whole town is thirsty. We haven't really found any gem or... well, just Regent salesman. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe there is no good place to buy Regents ever, anywhere, in all of Aidyn. Are you open for business, sir?
Always pleased to trade with a fine young Guardian like yourself.
What's happened in Port Said, friend?
Just sold me last iron toothpick to Nyala of the Four Winds. If that's what you're looking for, sorry.
Iron toothpick? Nyala has iron toothpicks? Oh, whatever. This guy actually has... Yeah! Okay, finally. Here it is. This is the guy. This is the guy. He sells spice for 31. Prior to this, the cheapest spice we saw was like 179. He sells herbs for 4. I think the cheapest we found was 11 or 9. And I'm going to assume that the gemstones are cheaper. Funnily enough, we just don't need that much spice. I'm going to go ahead and buy a lot of stuff, and we're going to have Rita craft like a bunch of curing potions. Okay. Oops. But yeah, we'll have Rita just craft a bunch of curing potions and stamina potions and things like that. We'll pretty much be set for the rest of the game. And then we'll rebuy all our regents again, and from that point on, we don't really need to worry about regions. So how's the weather? Whoops. This is going to be very taxing on herbs, which is why I've been holding off on doing this, since herbs oddly seem to be the resource we had the least amount of. Or maybe it was gemstones that we had the least amount of. Oops, made a healing potion there. Didn't mean to do that. Oh, goodness. Let's take a look at our inventory. Oh, we have 1 herb left. Guess I cut off at just the right time. Okay, we have 35 stamina potions, 57 curing potions. That's probably fine. I mean, if we really want to... I don't know. I guess what I'm trying to think of is that if in a world where we do get rid of Rita, we lose our potion maker. And if we lose our potion maker, we can't easily resupply our potions. Because right now the amount of potions we have is probably easily enough for the rest of the game. We'll do a couple more. We'll do 10 stamina and 10 curing. 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 16. No, 5, 6, 7, 8. And now on Learn to Count, Chezni Let's Play style. Go ahead and restock up on those. Ooh. Oh, they're more expensive. Hang on. Brenna must be out of stamina. Come on, Brenna. Or Rita. Whatever your name is. Alright, let's try this again. Okay, probably I should have only bought 80 spice, because, again, if we find more herbs and spice out in the wild, it's just a waste now. Well, that's the guy. That's the guy, definitely, who sells you this stuff for very cheap. He also has a little bit of... I totally forgot to check spells on the other guys, didn't I? Oh, well. He's a namer. Interesting. Alright, so we'll teach Brilliance. What's Brilliance? Oh, yeah, you're never going to use this spell. Increases int? When do you ever need to increase int? Weakness, endurance, stupidity. We already know all those. We'll just go ahead and teach the rest that Alaron doesn't know to Alaron. There we go. Okay, so now he knows all these garbage naming spells. You wouldn't think that the other guys we talked to had spells, would you? Oh, it's Godric. What's he doing here? Godric!
Eh? Hello, kid? Where are you?
Surprised to see you.
Didn't think I'd leave the castle, did ya?
I wouldn't say that. I mean, how is everyone in Guernia?
Peachy.
And the king?
Who? Oh, Phelan, sure. He's, all
right.
If you say so. I see you've taken up the sailing life here. You know, the sea has always been an interest of mine. So float the towers of the tides, made light among the dark wheeling of gulls. Here then the temple of Mariani rose.
Godric, what are you talking about?
I'm talking about power, Alaron. Maritime alchemy. The moon, the tides, the whole darn thing. From the look of those swabbies, there's something fishy going on in old Port Said.
I didn't notice.
You didn't see the way these sailors scan the horizon? Or watch the sky? You know what I'm thinking, don't you?
Godric, I hardly ever know what you're thinking. Why don't you tell me? Are you talking about some legend?
I'm talking about, I'm not sure what I was talking about. Listen, let's take a look at those docks again. I think I noticed something.
Sure, Godric. Maybe we can choose another option. He'll say something else. Godric, I hardly ever know what you're thinking.
Oh, come on, boy. I know I promised, but a small experiment with an Inferno flask?
No.
I've waited all my life for an opportunity like this one.
No.
Well, we'll see.
Okay. I don't really know what's going on here. Are you talking about some legend? Why don't you tell me?
I've always dreamt of seeing beyond now. Beyond. Out into the whole vast panorama of creation.
Well, when we get to the island...
Yaw. Look at the time. I've got to get to an astrolabe.
Here?
If not there, then...
somewhere?
Good idea. Let's go.
I don't think that was the original voice I used for Godric. I think I was channeling the innkeeper from Talawak there, but oh well. So this guy sells scrolls, but it seems like every scroll he sells is just a spell he also teaches. So there's no need to buy anything from him. Brenna obviously can't learn naming spells, so we already have all that we need from this guy. I mean, theoretically, we could pump up Alaron and... Oops, didn't mean to do that. Theoretically, we could pump up Alaron and Rita's base spells up to 3. I guess we will. I mean, it just seems so pointless, right? But it's never going to get cheaper other than when you train with a trainer, so might as well. Okay. I totally forgot Godric was here. So we have a couple weird figures. A man in a funny hat who we haven't found. A lady who sings by the sea. Hello, sir. Are you in a hurry? Trying to make your acquaintance? I've often thought one such... Oh, okay, never mind. Just saying the same thing as the other guy. Yeah, we're stocked on regents. And then Godric is going on and on about power and checking the docks. Hello, sir. Are you in a hurry?
What ship did you come on, friend?
What news is there of Port Said, stranger?
Has Cardog been ashore lately? Do you know? My back's giving me terrible trouble.
Interesting. So Cardog is described as being a great healer, and even though there's no healing magic in the game, Rita herself is looking, as a naming wizard, is looking for a cure for Neeson. So you kind of pick up that namers are the healing magicians of Aidyn. And so it's interesting that apparently Aidyn comes and visits this town and probably performs, you know, like minor What's the word for, like, minor cures to mild ails? I feel like there's a word that describes that, but I can't remember what it is. Anyway, so it's interesting because apparently Cardog must come here probably to get his supplies. Spoiler, he lives on an island. I don't think that's much of a spoiler. Everyone's been telling us to go to this island to find him. So he must need certain things that he can't make himself on the island, and must visit every now and then. Or perhaps he just gets lonely, wants to go visit people. We gotta be careful. We're gonna save the game because there's one of these buildings that can kill us. Yeah, I know, right? Alright. It's not this one. Looks like a forge. Are you open for business, sir?
Oi to you. See anything you like here, lad?
What's happening in Port Said, friend?
My old friend Captain Ammon was just in, looking for someone to hire out on a ship. You look pretty seaworthy yourself, friend.
Captain Ammon? Wanted to hire someone? This guy sells us some pretty expensive plate gauntlets. I think we already have everyone equipped with plate gauntlets, so we don't need it. It's really sad. There's a lot of equipment slots, but a lot of slots only have like 2 or 3 actual pieces of equipment in the game you could put in them. Like the belt and the gauntlets. So now that we have the plate gauntlets, we kind of just never... That equipment slot doesn't exist anymore. I think there might be Jundar gauntlets eventually, like way at the end of the game or something like that. No, wait, the Jundar gauntlets increase damage. I think we skipped on those. Yeah, I don't really even remember if there are any other gauntlets in the game. Whoa, this lady has a mace. Trying to look how many of these weapons are reused assets. I think all of these are reused assets from monster weapons. Look, you can see this lady has 2 blood axes in her shop. Hi. See anything you like here, lad? He. What has happened in Port Said, good lady? My brother Captain Ammon. Oh, so this is Captain Ammon's sister. Was just in, looking for rope and a mainsail. He so wants to go back out to sea. See the sea. Whoa, she does not mess around. She just sells all sorts of killing utensils. A Heartseeker bow. Pretty good bow. 50 and 5. What's Alaron's throwing thing? Dragon Fang. 60 and 4. Interesting. So 50 and 5 is about on par with the Dragon Fang. A little less to hit, a little more damage. An Ironwood staff. 10, 50, and 3. I bet Rita's spear is still better. 50 and 3, yeah. It's just the same thing. Never mind. It looks like the malls... I don't know why I went on that tangent a couple episodes ago about malls being thrown. Looks like they're just a mace in this game. I don't know what I was thinking of. Scythe is fun. Spear. Scythe runs on the half stat. Yeah, and sadly I think the poleaxe is just... Yeah, it's just better. There's no reason to ever use the scythe. Poleaxe mathematically is better. Okay, so she doesn't sell anything that's useful to us. That's fine. Let's see what skills she has. Not really anything useful. So unless you're missing some basic equipment or want the Heartseeker bow from her, there's almost no reason to go in there. Wait, I already checked here, didn't I? Let's go in here. Oh, let me just casually pick this lock. Oh, 2 healing potions. Whoopee. Hello, ma'am. A pleasant day out to you today, isn't it? My poor boy, you look so weary. May I help? What news is there in Port Said, good lady? That peculiar jester from Talawak told us to keep a watch out for a brave, wild-eyed young lad from Guernia. Would ye be him, I wonder? Thank you for your attention, ma'am. Goodbye. So, Nyala said a funny man in a hat, and she said a jester. So I think we've got our target, right? So there's a jester, and she said the jester was from Talawalk, and Nyala said the jester had no home. So we can put all those pieces together to understand that there is a traveling jester who's charismatic, looking for a wilding, and he knows the wilding is a young boy from Guernia. Another chest. This one we didn't even have to pick the lock. Leather boots! Oh, speaking of, we didn't sell any of our garbage. This must be the house that kills you. Wait, hang on. Alright. We're gonna save and heal and do all that nonsense. Alright, let's go do some grave robbing. Okay. This guy needs a crazy voice.
Ah, who ye be?
My name is Alaron.
Begone! I'll not let ye disturb me and my Kate.
Kate?
I've naught but myself, with only the bones of me poor old Kate to keep me company.
I see. I'm sorry, sir.
Don't patronize me, boy. Me poor lost Kate.
I have no desire to trouble you further, sir, but I am looking to hire a boat, and,
You're in the wrong place, boyo. Begone! Begone!
But I need...
Can't you see there's no boats here? The boathouse is across the way. Not that it'll do ye no good.
What do you mean?
Don't you see the fog of death around ye, boy? Can't you smell the chaos in the air?
Yeah, but...
The lighthouse, she's all burnt out. No boats be sailing.
Perhaps someone can fix it.
Bah! No remedy there. I'm greatly afeard of that place. I'll no go near it. Besides, you'll need powerful magic to rekindle that flame.
What kind of magic?
None to be had here, boy. But if you dare, if you have a heart of stone, seek ye under the town of the caves.
Caves?
Aye, lad, but the caves are also cursed. The Master of Death lived down there once. He's gone now, but the curse remains. Was him as done for me poor old Kate. Was him as snuffed the lighthouse flame, and left us in the fog and darkness.
I'm not afraid.
I am. He withered me Kate just as he withered this town, and now I lie here alone with only poor Kate's bones. He'll curse ye too.
I'll seek to these caves and I'll rekindle the lighthouse.
There, Kate. No more trouble now.
Sir?
Rest easy, Kate. I'll fetch ye a blanket.
Alright. So, I guess maybe Shamsuk is kind of a douchebag. Like I said, he wasn't evil, but... there's a couple more things we need to extrapolate here. First off, he did live in Port Said. He lived in the cave under the town. Secondly, I didn't remember this, apparently is the a-hole that snuffed the lighthouse light for what reason? Like, what reason could he possibly have to do this? And you want to know why I think he did it? Now that I totally forgot that he was the one who did this. I think he did it so that Cardog couldn't get back to Port Said, because he knew that Cardog would be on the side of the Wilding, the side of Ardra, the side of people who would want to protect and save the Wilding, Alaron. So I would have to assume he knew Cardog was off on this island and snuffed the lighthouse to make sure that people couldn't get in it, or that people couldn't sail back. He apparently also killed Kate here, or withered her, as this crazy guy says. Now, here's the thing. We can rob Kate's bed here, and we're just going to go ahead and do that. And what we find is a wand of lightning. Now, you might be wondering, okay, wand of lightning, what's the significance of that? Well, typically only wizards use wands, so perhaps Kate was one of the only few intelligent people in Port Said who actually knew what Shamsuk was doing and opposed him, and so he killed her. Like, just straight up killed her. Turned her into bones, as this guy says. This guy actually gets really upset, understandably so, that we've robbed Kate's grave. Curse ye, begone! Leave me, Kate, and me be! And because we stole Kate's lightning rod, we do see this horrifying figure come after us here. Now, this is a wraith. We assume that this is the spirit of Kate, who is very upset that we've desecrated her, not sure what we want to call it. I can't even call it a burial ground, or her grave, her resting place. We're going to go ahead and cast Air Shield, because this is a pretty tough fight. And to make it worse, Brenna is the only one who can damage this thing. Yeah, you could argue that maybe stealing Kate's wand is kind of a scummy thing to do, but I think it's fun. I think it's great that I think it's great that you're punished for it. You're punished because this wraith tries to come out and kill you. Interestingly, though, because the other characters can't hurt the wraith, there's really not a lot for them to do other than body block. Wraith touch, I don't even remember what that does. It's probably something bad. Okay, again, having our characters attack is pointless. So we're going to have Rita cast Verse Necromancy. Because I'm pretty sure the Wraith spells are necromantic. And this will at least give us something. I don't know, is the Dragon Fang, is that considered a magic weapon? And if I was thinking, I guess we would have bought the Stealth Blade, because it had a really low strength requirement, so anyone could have equipped it. And the Stealth Blade counts as a magic weapon. So we could have used it to try and kill the Wraith here. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to try to surround... We're going to go ahead and cast Endurance to give us some extra HP. We're going to try and surround the Wraith and hope that the Wraith attacks someone opposite of Brenna. That way Brenna can get a backstab. So Endurance, we're giving everyone about 12 extra HP. That'll help when the Wraith starts attacking. Oh, nice. We get free movement here. We'll go ahead and sneak up on the Wraith and do another backstab. Hopefully this just... see, 21. We're not getting very high numbers here. Again, I can't remember what Wraith Touch does. I think it's just a status spell, but it's... I think the real reason the Wraith does it is because it gives you a little bit of time to set up and fight it. Let's see if the Dragon Fang counts as a magic weapon. No, okay. I didn't think it would. We'll go ahead and cast Strength, and that will give Brenna a little more damage. Oh, we do have spells. I didn't even think about that. Normally I'm used to having to kill this Wraith with physical attacks only, but I guess like spells would work, right? Unless the Wraith has a really high resistance, which I don't really feel like finding out right now. Okay, since we've cast... Oh, that was only 1 hit point? Wow. That was like nothing. Air Shield. Air Shield is a beautiful thing, I guess. Whoa! Wait a minute, the Blood Axe counts as a magic weapon? I didn't realize that. Well, come to think of it, I never use anyone who uses axes, so... Interesting. Okay, never mind. We don't have anything to worry about. Yeah, I guess that really wasn't that bad, was it? The over-preparation. Anyway, maybe Kate's spirit will find rest, you know, after we've grave robbed her.
Don't go that way. They're looking for a crew.
Thanks for telling me, so am I. What kind of crew? Don't sailors crew? Don't... Is that even English? Don't sailors crew? We're gonna go with that one.
Ain't you funnier than a seal? You sail from here, you're through. You see that fog? No light. Or maybe you likes crashing your bones on them rocks. Stay off the boats and keep yourself of a peace, lad.
Alright, so am I. We're looking for a crew.
Then you're as mad as they are. They all are all the loony stick. lunatics in Port Said. The companions allow the boats to stand. The mates forego the purpose of the seamanship, and the captains are seized with an amnesia of blue water.
Can you tell me where to find a ship?
Go see Aman.
Alright, well thanks for telling me. So this guy's running around and he apparently thinks that anyone who wants to go on the sea is a madman. Partially because of all the crazy fog and whatnot on the water. Apparently the seamen have been going mad with amnesia of blue waters. Whatever that means. Alright, lady by the docks. Hello, ma'am. A pleasant day to you, isn't it? Hello, sailor. What news is there in Port Said, good lady? I wish I... Oh, I thought this was a different lady. Hold on, we'll do the normal voice. I wish I could have a banana to eat. None have ever arrived on the dock since the lighthouse burnt out. Thank you. I thought that was the lady who sings by the water. Maybe this is the lady who sings by the water. Yeah, okay. Pretty knight, who are you, oh? I know what you have to do, oh. You'll be mine before I'm through, oh. Pretty little knighty. Are you waiting for someone? May I see the roll? Do you know the Knights of Port Said? We'll ask if she's waiting for someone. Aren't you too? I came to see the roll. Oh, that's a little cold, laddie. I'm hurt, I am. See the roll? See the knight it names? Ask yourself the question that sits right in front of you. But good day, laddie. So she's just some mysterious woman. There's no real plot surrounding her. She just kind of seems to know things about Alaron. I will say I don't like your song. Oh, don't you? Sorry I am to be hearing this, laddie. Shall I sing you another? Yeah. Sing us another. Little knight, don't go to sea. You'll choose else and stay with me. So say words of prophecy, pretty little knighty. Make sense, laddie? No, not to me. Then I'll bid you good day, laddie. Oh, right, I forgot she changes her song. So she says, pretty little knighty, I'll catch up and bury thee. Yeah, okay, I didn't realize she changed her song. Do you believe in knighthood? Me? Sure, I believes. Question is, do you? I came to see the roll. But what do you see here? Fortune? Honor? I see what's right. In the knighthood, laddie. Wouldn't you rather be a sorcerer? Or even a king? A king? Don't think about it, laddie. When you don't know who you are, it drives me nuts that periods and commas are the same thing. It throws off my reading of this. I'm so sorry. When you don't know who you are, you can always surprise yourself. Good day. Tell me about my trip. Yeah, so she sings about Alaron's trip. A hard voyage it shall be, lad. Only 1 in a million could make it. Do you think you're the one? I don't know. Likes as you're not, then. Good day. Yeah, well, we'll take a look at the night roll. Adair, Bodog, Cardu, Klust, son of Turi, Dyfed, Kir, Medder, Tanglai, Von, the Darkling Hills, Anyan, Carol, Cathal, Dubard, Henwan, Juan, Lear, Loomer, Menway, Morphin, Morgan, Nemes, Oren, Perth, Quinn, Ronan, Trevor, Oizen Forests, don't really care. Okay, so Port Said has a pretty long list of knights, and there's this weird lady who sings and says that Alaron's gonna die. That's kind of it. There's not really, like, again, she is not connected to anything. She's just a weird lady who sings by the sea. Alright, looks like a boat salesman. I'm looking for a boat. Oh, can I do a Scottish accent? I'm really bad at it. You must be fresh into port, lad. There are no boats in Port Said. I guess I'll just do my generic pirate. And why is that? Lights out, that's why. Cast off like this, we'd only end up on them rocks or sunk at sea. We're fogged in good. What light? How did the light go out? Why don't you fix it? We already know what light. It's the lighthouse. We'll ask, how did the light go out? Oh, who's sure?
Monsters. Could be, some say, goblins. Maybe it was time, just time, that burns things out, don't it? I have heard gossip, though, about the old lighthouse keeper running mad out by the eastern shoreline. Perhaps the loneliness drove him mad.
Well, we of course know the full story. The true story is monsters attacked the lighthouse and he jumped out. Probably monsters caused by Shamsuk. We'll ask, why don't you fix it?
We've tried. I took a party that way through the forest. There you reach the cliffs.
Sorry. I hear voices outside my door.
There you reach the cliffs. The climb is rocky, but we climbed. When we reached the base, I sent a man forward to the door.
And?
Blocked. We banged a little. I half expected the wood to split in two, but it just gave a bit. There's something more than a lock there.
No windows. What do you plan to do? We'll ask no windows.
Oh, sure. There's a window. Only nobody I sent in comes back out. There's something more than a lock there.
I'll start the light.
Oh, kid, you'll never make the climb.
I need to get to Cardog's Isle. When it's lit, will you hire your boat? What else do I watch for? We'll just tell him we need to get to Cardog's Isle.
How? By getting yourself killed on the cliffs?
When it's lit, will you hire your boat?
You light it, I'll hire it.
What else do I watch for?
The light up there was old. Some say an ancient thing.
Wizardry?
I'm just a sailing man. I don't know enchantments. If I knew that, I'd be long gone. Port Said's no place to settle.
Alright. So this is Amon, the captain, or whatever you want to call him. He's agreed that if we can get the lighthouse lit, he'll go ahead and hire a boat, and presumably allow us to ride with him. Empty house. Man, there are so many more buildings we gotta look at. Oop. What happened here? Oh, no. I've been thinking.
Have you really? Let's hope it didn't wear you out.
I don't think I know you.
Few claim to know how this began, or where it goes, or who will.
Walk on, Chester. I don't like riddles.
Excuse me, I'll explain. There walked upon the portside bow a boy who wondered why and how. So he searched high and he searched low to find the answers he should know.
I don't think I've ever seen anyone stranger.
I assure you, you haven't.
Alaron, quick, make the sign of warding. No, let's hear the rest.
There's a good knight. But where on land or air or sea exists the key to set him free?
That's an interesting rhyme, Jester. My name is Alaron. You don't know that much about me. We'll just say that's an interesting rhyme.
Are you the one who plays the game of living life without a name? Exists the key to set him free?
We could say you don't know that much about me, or my name is Alaron. Let's go with my name is Alaron. I mean, why not? He already knows who we are. He's clearly just messing with us at this point. So, if you haven't figured it out, this is the jester that is walking around Port Said asking people for a wilding, telling everyone that the wilding will kill whoever they see, which obviously is not true. My name is Alaron.
How can you be so sure? Did you not fail Audra's cure?
How do you know about that?
The further we go, the more we know.
You don't know that much about me.
We do not know. We only guess. Your life may be an awful mess. If you're the one without a name, prepare yourself for deadly games. So many wizards long ago denied what legends told was so, and secrets Audra ordered last. The fourth school wizard learned at...
Ardra earned lost. The fourth school wizard learned at cost. We watch the quest, but who will win? The Chaos Mistress grins and grins. Alright. We have seen the Chaos Mistress. She's the lady who keeps popping up in our dreams. We've also seen the true form of her. I know this was like way back in episode 1, but in episode 1 we saw that horrible, I think it had, did it have 4 arms? I can't even remember. I have like no visual memory. But it was the horrible creature with flames and it was laughing, and yeah. That's the Chaos Mistress, but of course she also takes the form of the woman in the red dress. Both are her, and so he's referencing the Chaos Mistress here. What fourth school wizard? Who is the Chaos Mistress? Don't worry, I'll be the one who wins. We already know it's the fourth school is necromancy, but we'll ask him anyway just to see what he says. It's no surprise. Just use your eyes. We'll speak again. Oh, alright. I was hoping to get to select all of those dialogue choices, but apparently not. We can't just go over here and talk to him. He just stands around. Hail, young squire, have you heard? I'm going to try to be a beard. What? I think he was trying to say bard. I don't know. That's... Yeah, clearly he needs to practice his rhyming. Alright, so that's the Jester. I think he has a name, because you'll briefly find it out at a certain point in the game, but I can't remember what it is. The Jester is an interesting character for sure. It is never, as far as I know, really explained who he is. The first time I played through the game, I thought he was Shamsuk, but he's not. Partially because Shamsuk and him are seen in a room together at the same time at some point. So he can't be Shamsuk. He's clearly crazy and he knows way more than he lets on. We'll go ahead and go in here. Nothing. He also apparently knows much about the Wilding and knows you're on a quest. He knows that you're the Wilding. But oddly enough, aside from antagonizing Alaron, he kind of just wants to travel and see the world, and he's almost just more excited that Alaron is going to kill everyone. He doesn't really seem intent on preventing it. I will say he's also incredibly powerful, but we wouldn't know that yet. Is this, can we read this? No, can't. Just another empty house. Is this the last building? Hopefully. Have you dealt with the knight by the bridge? Not yet. You should go and talk with him. He's a royal pain to us in Port Said. Okay, so this is the guy who was guarding the bridge or getting through it. Oh, no. He's the guy who asked us to push them to get through the night. Hi. See anything you like here, lad? He. What is happening in Port Said, good lady? My brother, Captain Amon. Oh, wow. You have so many brothers. Or sorry, I said that wrong. Apparently, this lady is also Captain Amon's sister. So either Captain Amon has 2 sisters, or the game producers just reused the same dialogue and weren't thinking. Okay, so she sells stealth potions and a very, very high troubadour, which is kind of, I've always thought, a very pointless skill. But hey, if you want troubadour, here's where you can go to get it. We'll go ahead and sell all of our garbage. We have so much of it. We'll just start at the top, move down. No need for charisma potion, although arguably we could have used it to get better deals on prices. No need for fire flask or sleep flask. Sell all of our stealth potions. No need for most of these weapons, so we'll just sell them all. There's nothing great. about that sword. Don't need the poleaxe because we have the blood axe. Sabers are horribly outdated. Throwing iron, dwarfed by the dragon fang. We don't need any of these cloaks or boots. All of this armor is pretty much pointless. We'll keep the dragon leather for the time being. I don't think we really need it, but it's the only piece of armor that could hope to be relevant. It's so funny, we have these beast hides and chitin plates, darkenhide bats, but bat hides. You can craft gear out of them, but by the time we even get enough of them to do it, we'll have armor that we already have armor that well outclasses anything you can make with the mechanic skill, except maybe the scorpion hides. They might be able to make an armor that's better than what we have. I'm not sure if I remember. Alright, so it seems pretty clear everyone in this town wants us to go fix the lighthouse. Whoop. That's terrible. I gotta go do another Let's Play today. I don't know if you ever... I sincerely doubt anyone who watches my wife's podcast, or listens, or whatever you call it, would ever watch this video. But she's doing a special where we're going to go play through Transformers of Cybertron with her and her co-host of the podcast. And I'm starting to worry that I'm not going to have much of a voice to do it, because I'm doing all these funky voices in Aidyn Chronicles. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, we don't really need to fight more things, so we're just gonna skip that. Oh my gosh, I thought we were gonna skip it. Oh my goodness, there are so many ogres! What is this, like Shrek Swamp? Anyway, these ogres really, as we know, aren't going to be that threatening. We're just gonna run in here and murder them all. So... probably should have had Alaron cast a spell instead of throwing the dragon flame, but I'm lazy. Oh, here's a thought. Do we go back to Talawak? I mean, look, I know it's a long walk, but this might be one of the last chances we get to go to Talawak. Well, I shouldn't say last chances. I just should say... yeah, okay, we're gonna go to Talawak. I don't think there's ever a point where you're blocked from going from to Talawak indefinitely, but now is probably a good time to do it. Nice. I really feel like magic is starting to pull through for us. Gosh, it took so long. Like so long. I think if I play this game again, I might be even tempted to ignore magic entirely until you get to Talawak. Well, no, probably what we should have done is just rushed to Araman and picked up the Dragon Flame spell. And just taught that to Brenna and Alaron and just had them Dragon Flame all of the goblins over and over. Because what we tried to do is didn't we try to do something else? The beginning of the game is tough though, because you have to get all these stats that your characters are going to need. And the earlier you get them, the better, kind of like your dex and your base strength and that kind of stuff. So I guess that's what we were spending our EXP on early on, which I can't really say was a bad call. I don't know. But yeah, Dragon Flames is probably the first early strong spell, offensive spell that you get that could carry you through fights. But I want to know all the spells, guys. Right? Otherwise, what's the point? Yeah, I just like having a full spell book. Drives me nuts in AD&D where you can only have so many spells in your spell book. I guess that's why you have multiple spell books though. Which leads to the whole like ancient lich wizards who have their mystical tomes that they leave in their castle guarded by thousands of undead or something. I feel like most of the time that's why adventurers have dungeons to go dungeon in. It's because some wizard got insanely powerful and just couldn't carry everything with him, so he builds a big fortress, goes out and dies, and then all the wizard or all the adventurers are like, hey, that wizard's dead, let's go steal his stuff. And of course the wizard trapped his tower with all sorts of magical abominations. Kind of hoping that that ogre would flee, but looks like he's gonna stay over there. Oh my goodness, stop trying to target things halfway across the screen. Anyway, there are these ogres here. I don't know if this is what Amon was warning us about making the climb to the lighthouse, but I really don't see why he would be so worried. Because anyone traveling from Talawak to Port Said would have had to go through bandits, wyverns, and other horrible creatures on par with these things. So, yeah, how does any normal person travel through Aidyn without swimming through a sea of ogres? They probably don't. Definitely the strength, or a huge strength of the Dragon Fang is just the fact that it can target people from across the friggin' map. Alright, well, first blood. But yeah, it's not like climbing the cliffs is particularly dangerous. At least I don't think it is. Other than the ogres and such. A trapped chest had 2 healing potions and a gemstone. That raises so many questions. Man. So here's the thing. We could go... Alright, let's do the lighthouse and then we'll go back to Talawak. We'll have more EXP to spend that way anyway. It's not going to take that long to walk back to Talawak, but it's still just like something I don't want to do. And to be clear, I think you've already figured this out, but to be clear, the only reason we're doing that is just so that we can go back and talk to the college professors of the school. No ogre bosses here, just regular ogres, so this will be an even quicker fight. No need to even backstab, really. Alaron will polish everything else off with his fireball. It does get a little cumbersome to navigate through all of the spells when you have so many, but I don't know. I wonder if somebody has ever sat down and done the math, though, to figure out how much EXP would be required to bring Alaron up to 10 in every single skill, stat, and spell. It's probably not worth it, to be honest. It's probably like just one of those things where the amount of time it would take and the amount of grinding is just so much. Yeah, at this point, Fireball is definitely pulling its own weight. Which is funny, because we haven't put We haven't put any new points into it for quite some time. I think we've gone about 2.5 episodes without spending EXP for Alaron. Alright, that ogre's fleeing. We'll just let him flee. They're both fleeing. But yeah, we're definitely... Yeah, what are we looking at actually with him? 283,000 EXP. That's a lot of EXP. Brenna too, although I don't know what we're going to do with Brenna, other than maybe just teach her lightning. The real issue with Brenna is that her base wizard, whatever you want to call it, level, skill, is like 4. I really want it to be around 7 or 8, but getting it up to 7 or 8 is expensive. Bandit. What are the bandits doing guarding the lighthouse? Shemsuk surely didn't hire you guys. At least they have the decency to only be 4 of them. Alright. There's also a lot of pressure on Brenna to increase her thief skill, which is also kind of hurting her chances at getting to spec into spells in general. Do you need 2 elemental mages though? Yeah, I think 2 elemental mages would be okay. So what if you fight an enemy that only takes half damage from your fireball spell? Having another fireball spell would be good, right? You would assume. Hear a lot of thumping stomping from up above. It's so weird though. They have all of these horrible monsters, right? Fails to... Oh, shoot. We don't have enough stamina to cast Fireball. That's annoying. Anyway, we fight all these crazy monsters to get here, and then they warn us about the... They warn us about the lighthouse like it's filled with these horrible creatures. And we go to walk up to the lighthouse, and so far, the enemies guarding the lighthouse have been weaker than the normal enemies we've fought on the road. And I wonder if they did that because they were worried, like they were worried the player might not be able to get up to the lighthouse. Like imagine a player who doesn't want to explore everything and doesn't want to fight everything, and they're kind of like low level when they get here. Were they worried that the players wouldn't be able to get up to the lighthouse, that they would get stuck in the storyline? And so they put a bunch of weak monsters in front of the lighthouse? Because I can't imagine... The problem is later on you're forced to fight a bunch of strong monsters anyway. You can't get away from fighting strong monsters. Like, eventually you're going to need to fight things to get through the plot. So, why bother? Why bother making these monsters so much weaker? I mean, I don't know. Because the enemies, right, they're not randomly placed. They're all purposefully put into the world. Each time you play the game, you'll run into the same scripted enemies that walk around in the same locations. There are a couple that respawn, and there are a couple fights, like, where the monsters in the fight can be random. I've always liked the lighthouse up here. It's always just seemed like a nice place. Anyway. You can fight a couple battles where the monsters within the battles are random, but in the monsters that walk around on the overworld like this are all scripted. So somebody had to consciously put them here, is what I'm getting at. And so I'm just curious as to what conscious decision they made, putting these specific kinds of enemies here. What if we have enough stamina? Yep. We need to remember to heal after this fight so we can cast Fireball. Again. All the fireballs. It kind of seems like eventually, though, Magic's going to trivialize the game. Or maybe Magic just lets you kill weaker enemies faster. It's not like we couldn't kill these guys with physical attacks. We definitely could. It would just take longer and be more annoying. That ogre boss probably isn't going to flee. They almost seem like they never do. I'm gonna see if he flees. Maybe he will. Nope. Six is not a high number. Brenna always seems to take those to the face. Yeah. I wonder if it's because she doesn't have a shield. I wonder if shields give a special bonus. Like in old AD&D, shields got a special bonus against projectile attacks. On top of their regular AC bonus. Also, did it start to rain in mid-combat? It's kind of neat. I don't think I knew that was possible. Nailed it. Alright, well that's where we're going to quit today. A little bit shorter of an episode, but that's okay. When we get back, we're going to be continuing the climb up to the lighthouse. And hopefully I remember that we need to go back to Talawalk and boost our... spend all this EXP to boost our spells before we get on that boat. Among other things. Let's make sure everyone's topped off here. Alright. About half of the map filled in. I would say we're probably, at this point, at the halfway point of the game. Maybe a little bit further than halfway through the game. Maybe not. I don't know. It depends on how long it's going to take us to do some of the other bits. But yeah, I'd say we're more than halfway through. So congratulations! If you're still watching, you made it halfway through Aidyn Chronicles. I'm trying to think of some of the other things. We need to do Darkling Bog, we need to do Ugarit, and we're going to do some other things after we fix the lighthouse. But yeah, overall, we've been doing pretty good. As far as stats and spells go, I would at some point like to max all of these out for everyone, but it's not really necessary. It just makes the game easier. Definitely need to give some love to, probably don't need strength on Alaron ever. What does it do? Chances of success in the amount. Hand-to-hand combat. Yeah, we literally never need to give any strength to Alaron. Oh shoot, we should have raised Brenna's int. Oh well. Anyway, thank you for watching. When we come back, we'll pick up off here, and see what adventures are in store. Have a good one.